What's up, guys? It's Ray J back with another video. And in this one, I want to break down what's happening with Tesla SPY and the overall market. But just notes that I am not a financial planner, so take nothing I say as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please check out my Weebull link. Deposit any amounts of money and you're guaranteed 12 free stocks. Deposit $500 and you're guaranteed 20. And deposit $2,000 more and you're guaranteed 40. The offering is very soon, in just about 3 days from now. Anyways, now let's talk about what's happening with the broader markets. So SPY and Tesla are in a very, very interesting phases right now. Tesla's remaining quite bullish, outperforming the market. SPY has been slowing down a bit, and the broader market is still it's holding up well, but we are seeing a bit of a slowdown. But nonetheless, Tesla is still outperforming the market, and we're still holding above our 270 support very nicely. So the question now remains, what's going to happen from here? Just know that there's not really much data coming out for the remainder of the day. We just had a couple of bill auctions. And the next major catalyst for the market is going to be this. We have Ford announcing earnings after the market closes, and then before the market open, we have PayPal and SoFi. So we'll see what this leads to for the finance sectors and tech. But for now, Tesla's holding up very, very well. We're watching this 270 support. Our resistance happens to be around this 272 zone, 272.5. We've been stuck in the middle. I think Tesla's going to likely continue to shuffle for the time being, but there is still potential in this stock to run even more if we manage to hold above and break past 270. If we manage to hold it, we're going to be looking a lot better. So we're doing a good job so far, but I think that Tesla is just kind of choppy right now. It's not like 270 is an easy level to break. It's very, very difficult. So we're going to likely continue to shuffle between 270 272 for the time being. There's not really much going on. However, later on, if we continue to break out, we see Tesla above 272, we do have the potential to run all the way up to about 278, where this high is up here. We have potential to go all the way up here over the next couple of weeks if we do get that breakout. And if we break past this high here, then our next target is going to be closer to the 290s to fill that gap well above. So yes, Tesla could run to 278 in the future as long as we hold above our key supports. I think we're doing a good job. Make sure you watch your levels just to be safe, but that's what I'm seeing at least for the time being. Now, for other factors out there, just know that as far as SPY goes, we've been dipping a bit, but we're holding above the support right here. We have 580.5 at our 20 EMA as support on the 4-hour time frame. If that were to fail, so we're looking for support below there towards the 580 area. If we hold this, we're looking for a rebound back up to about 582. I just want to say that right now we're doing a really, really good job at holding up. So in my personal opinion, I think that's with the way that the support is holding up, we could continue to shuffle for a bit, but we're basically waiting for earnings to cause a much bigger reaction. Otherwise, the market remains pretty much just range bound between 580 and 582. So for now, I think SPY it could dip a little bit closer to 580 again, but I think we're just going to see a lot of choppy price action, and we're just waiting for earnings to cause a much bigger move. For other factors, we have ES, which is starting to dip just a little bit. This imbalance could cause us to dip a little bit lower to about 58.50, so be mindful of that. There might be a small dip on ES, but then it could get bought back up as we're just range bound. So just keep that in mind. We remain range bound. There's not really much that's going on. For other factors out there, we have Nvda. Nvidia's adds 141. If we don't hold above that, we're looking for a dip back down towards 139. And if we get back above 142, we could start pushing, but this is looking kind of bearish as we're making lower highs. This is starting to dip. So we're looking for basically an attempt to get back down to about 139. For Bitcoin, we pumped very nicely to about 69,000 basically, and we're not doing a good job at holding above that. So we could see a small dip to this imbalance, taking us back down to the lower 68,000 area right over here. But I'm not expecting much. I'm seeing a lot of chop, but we might dip a little bit on Bitcoin just temporarily before we see another rebound attempt later on. For NQ, this pumped very nicely at 20,700, but we failed to break past that. So starting to dip here, we're looking for 20,500 as our target. Might dip a little bit more looking at this chart. The QQQ might also dip here. We have the gap to fill down here. We might be dipping all the way down to 495 or below. So be on the lookout for a small dip. We're going to see a big reaction depending on how earnings goes for all the other companies out there. Apple looks a little bit more bullish. We're basically looking for 235 as our potential target. But if we lose 231.5, we turn back down. Otherwise, we're just holding up very, very well. So I think we're doing a great job thus far. For the IWM Russell 2000, we're looking more bullish so far. As long as we don't end up losing the 220 area, we do favor an upside move for 223.5. So far, there is potential in the IWM, so just keep that in mind. We're doing a good job, in my personal opinion. For Coinbase, we're looking more bullish. As long as we don't lose 207, we're favoring a push for 215. So far, so good by Coin. Amazon could push towards 190, so keep that in mind. Meta could also be shuffling right here. We're looking for basically 574 and 570. 574 is our main support zone, so I could see a little bit of a dip back down to 574 before we try to bounce. So be on the lookout for that. For Microsoft, we're dipping right here. We'll have to see if we could get back above 430 or not. We might dip closer to about 427. We'll see if we get a bounce after that. So give this the time it needs. And then for Google, we kind of pumped a bit only to dip back down. So we're looking for 168, followed by 166, 167, basically around this range as our next support. So watch to see how this ends up going. With that being said, guys, I want to thank you all so much for listening. Tesla's doing a good job at holding up. We'll see how well 270 holds. I think we're just going to continue to shuffle in this range. If 270 fails, let's look for 268 and then 265 as our supports. But for the most part, I think Tesla's just going to shuffle for the time being. There is potential for a lot more upsides. We're building some strength trying to hold above 270, but we need more time to see this develop. We need to try to break past 270 to really see that push. So for now, there is strength building on Tesla, but it's going to likely shuffle for the majority of the day. And we're going to be looking for a big reaction once we get more earnings reports. All right. So with that being said, I thank you all so much for listening. Have a great day and peace out.